Hi STEM Friday friends, Mrs. Force is back again with a fun Friday activity. So for this week's activity, we are going to be doing something in the subject of geometry. Geometry is a type of math that studies shapes. So first, when we're talking about shapes, we need to talk about the difference between something called a 2D shape and something called a 3D shape. The D in that stands for dimensional. So in a two-dimensional shape, like this shape, and we all know what shape that is, right? That's called a rectangle. In this shape of a rectangle, it is a two-dimensional shape because look at it, it is flat. It is flat. And this is a triangle, as you know. Again, this is two-dimensional, not three-dimensional because it is flat. Not like what I'm holding in my hand, which happens to be pretty fat. It's not flat, it's fat. It takes up space. And it is what type of a three-dimensional object? It's not a circle anymore. It is now a sphere. So a basketball is a type of sphere. So I have this really cute poem that kind of helps you remember what some of those three-dimensional shapes are. And it goes like this. You ready? So 3D shapes are fat, not flat. A cone is like a party hat. A sphere is like a bouncy ball. A prism is like a building tall. Well, Mrs. Force didn't happen to have a building, but I do have a board game which comes in this very cool rectangular prism box. And a cylinder is like a can of pop. A cube is like a die you drop. So this is a die, or a set from a set of dice, and this is kind of a cool three-dimensional object to talk about some of our vocabulary words for 3D objects. One of the vocabulary words is the face. The face is the flat part on a 3D object, the flat part. And this, the cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. And it also has this part where the faces connect. That part on the side is called the edge. And it also has lots of edges on it. And then it also has this pointy part right there called the vertex or the vertices. That's where all the edges connect. The edge is where the faces connect. So all 3D objects have some form of that, except for the sphere. It has no faces, it has no edges, and it has no vertex. The cone, you're probably saying, Mrs. Force, it has no edges, it has no vertices, but it does have a face. So the top right here, this part would be considered the face. And then this is the point, but there are no vertices or edges on this. And then the rectangular prism, oh my gosh, it has lots of faces, a face here, vertex, and edges. All right, so those are kind of the things you're looking for when you're looking for a three-dimensional object. And these are all objects that I found in my home. I bet you could do a scavenger hunt in your home and find lots of three-dimensional objects. But for our activity this week, I'm asking you to do a neighborhood scavenger hunt and to go out in your neighborhood and see what you can find that is three-dimensional. I've made up a little sheet that you can take with you of some objects that you might find in your neighborhood, like a basketball or a sphere, or the trunk of a tree would be a cylinder, or a garbage can would be considered a cylinder, or if you see a utility box in your neighborhood, that is a cube. So take this with you when you go out on your neighborhood scavenger hunt and see what you can find that's on here. If you find something else that's pretty interesting, you want to share it with me, just turn that piece of paper over and draw me a picture, because I'd love to see it if you see a different type of 3D object in your neighborhood that you would like to share. Now, I know, friends, the weatherman told me too, the weather is going to get kind of cold this weekend. So if you don't get to this until Sunday when it starts to warm up, that's okay. You do it when you can. I hope you have fun with this activity, and I miss you. I love you. I will see you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah.